In our feature story today, an iconic American landmark will soon fade away into history. In Mississippi, the Tupelo Automobile Museum is closing, a collection of more than 230 cars, each one a prized possession. They literally will be off the highway. But first, solving mysteries in escape rooms. Here's Zac Ashmore with the story.
Welcome to Off the Highway, a show where we explore hidden gems all across the state of Mississippi that you ought to know about. I'm your host, Zac Ashmore, and today we're headed to Tupelo, Mississippi to check out Deadbolt Escape Rooms in the Tupelo Automobile Museum. Come on! We're here at Deadbolt Escape Rooms with Sean Brannon, one of the owner-operators of this escape room. Tell me, Sean, what is an escape room and why are they so popular these days?
Well, that's a very common question, Zach. So an escape room is an entertainment experience. Basically, we take participants, lock them in a room, and they have 60 minutes to find clues, solve puzzles, and just make their way through the room and escape before the 60 minutes is up. So it's purely an entertainment experience. We're not like a haunted house or anything like that.
Now, I've seen a few of these escape rooms and each has their own unique theme, right?
Right now we've got 5 different themes, and that's just to help us appeal to a wide variety of people.
Yeah, I've noticed that some rooms you do retire after a certain period of time because you do want to keep things fresh, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we sort of use the movie theater mentality. You know, our business is here, but you know, we want to keep changing the rooms because we've got plenty of people that have come and done every room that we have, and they just they'll message us, you know, when's the next room coming out.
So you do have rooms that are holiday themed sometimes as well, right?
We do currently right now. We have a room called Operation Rescue Santa. So Santa's been kidnapped. So you're charged with the task of solving puzzles and figuring out where Santa is and getting him back and saving Christmas for everybody.
So what kind of groups do you normally have here? Are people allowed to just walk in and do it, or do you have to make an appointment? How does that work?
So we do encourage people to book ahead through our website if they can, because that will allow them to guarantee the room and the time that they want to come and do an escape room experience with us. If we do have space and a group walks in, we'll definitely let them do a room. As far as groups that we get here, we get a lot of corporate groups. We get a lot of church groups, lots of school groups, but primarily the people that come to see us on the weekends are families, birthday parties, date nights.
I also heard that you guys have a Mystery Society box thing that you do. Could you tell me about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have something that we created about a year ago called the Deadbolt Mystery Society. And so what this is it's basically a murder mystery box that we've created, and it's a subscription box service. So when people sign up, as long as they're a subscriber, every month we're going to send them a new box. And this is something that we've created that's been great, especially for, like we were talking about, people who have done all of our rooms. This gives them some new material, some new puzzles to solve. It's also allowed us to reach people outside of Tupleo. I mean, we've been shipping to probably 20 different countries so far, in addition to the United States. So, I mean, the word about this company and this experience is really getting out. So being able to escape, you know, maybe the 9-to-5 job or whatever and come here and do something out of the norm, you know, is really great for everybody.
That's great. It's not just an escape from a room, but it's an escape from reality and escape from the drudgery of life.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That sounds great. Sean, thank you so much for talking to us. Mr. Stephen Mancuso, you are the overseer of this museum, correct?
That's correct.
Well, what can you tell me about this place?
So we were founded by Frank Spain. Frank was an engineer by trade and developed the first television station here in Tupelo, WTVA, which remained family-owned until just a few years ago. And he had this vision of bringing something back to Tupelo. He went to college at Mississippi State and graduated with a degree in engineering. His family had relocated here in the late 1920s and had a family business here, so Tupelo was a special place for him, and he really wanted to showcase this amazing collection that he had put together over the years of not just cars, but signs, automobilia. In 2002, the building was officially opened as the Tupelo Automobile Museum. We're open Monday through Sunday, 9 to 4:30 every day, with exception to Christmas and Thanksgiving. But we really showcase from a chronological order throughout history of the development of the car. And the innovators that were a part of that. You know, we have the very first car that was built. It is our only replica in the building. And everything else, though, is here and original. And we have not just old cars, but we have very special versions of old cars.
Yeah, I have noticed that you do start from the very beginning, and you've got some cars that are one of a kind.
Absolutely. We have quite a few one-of-one factory-built cars that some of them are all original, with no one ever doing anything to them other than enjoying them. So we have some cars here that have their original tires. So really some interesting pieces.
You were telling me that the founder of this museum, that sometimes he would go to car auctions and he would buy the car and drive it back here.
He did that quite often, and you know, keep in mind that we have 187 cars that he purchased himself, and a lot of times he would, you know, first of all, there was no internet at the times that he was doing this most of the time. So he really, it took a lot of legwork and research, and it was truly the hunt for the car. And a lot of car collectors are kind of that way, but it was always the adventure, and that's really what Frank was after. He shared that adventure with his wife, Jane Spain, who still has a daily operation here in the museum today.
So this place really is a hidden treasure here in Tupelo, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, people don't realize a lot of times when they pass by, we have our own access right off the interstate, so it's very easy to get in and out. But when they walk through the doors, they really don't realize that we have a collection of worth over $20 million sitting right here in Tupelo, Mississippi, highlighting the development of the automobile from the very first all the way through to modern day cars. Whenever they walk through, whether they're a car person or not, they usually find something that they say, my dad had that car. Or I remember going to the drive-in and seeing those. Man, I always wanted one of those. And you just never know what you're going to discover and what memories you'll come across. So it's really an exciting thing to travel back in time and also to see where technology could still go. So,
well, thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Yeah. When you think of Tupelo, Mississippi, normally you think of the king. But take it from me, there's so much more to this town than meets the eye. Well, that's it for this week. But if you know of any places that I ought to know about, send me a line. Who knows? Maybe next time I'll be off the highway in your hometown. Until then, take care.
All those cars will be sold between now and April. The collection could bring as much as $20 million. Some classic cars in that collection.
Oh, for sure. And those cars say a lot about the history of our country as well, don't they?